Hi guys, Dave here, AF5DN, and today I'm going to be doing a little modification to this inexpensive Chinese handheld radio, and I'm going to be using this on my Oson radio. I'm going to be taking that on a trip with me, and I wanted to get an external microphone in place. Now I wanted to show you here some of the problems with these little microphones. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here and show you, see if you can tell what I'm talking about. Alright, I don't have a super macro mode on this camera, so this is about as zoomed in as I could get. Now by default there's a little piece of plastic that goes across here that I popped out already just to show you what's going on. Now if you look right in here at this hole, you'll actually see the bottom of the condenser, or the microphone that's actually picking up the audio, and it actually is up here in this area. And this is part of why these type radios have kind of a muffled sound, or these type microphones have kind of a muffled sound, because in the Chinese manufacturing process they don't actually always line up that condenser with the center of the hole. So we're going to be pulling this apart, and if we can, we'll just relocate the sensor, or the pickup. If we can't, then I'm just going to go ahead and make this hole bigger here so that we are getting more of the microphone exposed. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, there's three little Phillips screwdrivers, screws. I'm going to use my Phillips screwdriver here and take these guys out. Alright, so as you can see right here, the little mic sensor is actually pretty darn large, and it's actually in a fixed position, so I'm not going to be able to move that around. So what I'm going to have to do is make the hole larger. There's a couple of different ways I could do that. But for safety's sake, I'm going to go ahead and take this sensor out of here. And it appears that it's just held in here with some hot glue. So I should be able to just pop this hot glue out. Alright, now we should be able to just gently lift that sensor right out of there. Alright, so check this out. Here is I'll put something back here to make some contrast. This will work right there. Here's the diameter of the microphone, the actual microphone, and there's that itty bitty teeny tiny hole back there. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with a drill. I'm gonna start right here in the center with a larger drill bit and just drill this out. And I want to make sure that I leave a little bit around the edges, just right around the edge there, so that I can I have something to hold the mic in there, or the microphone in there, because this is the actual microphone. This is the speaker part. Okay, so let me get an appropriate size drill bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's how I've decided to tackle this little project. Now I want the hole as large as I can, but not so large that the microphone falls through. So the first thing I want to do, try to make sure I'm in the center as much as possible before I start drilling, is use a center punch. Then I'm going to drill it with a fairly small bit, and I'll be doing that from this side. And then once I've got that pilot hole, I'm going to flip her over and come through the back side with a step drill, and I can actually drill it and watch as I'm coming through with the step drill and hopefully stop in an appropriate place that I've left a little edge for the microphone. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is try to get my automatic center punch Just about there where I want it. And and this plastic, that almost went all the way through. Grab my drill here, put on the small bit. This is a variable speed. Now, preferably you might have a vise or something to put this in, but since this is plastic, it's no big deal. Just go real slow. I mean, all right, so there's a hole. Now that hole by itself would probably improve the audio. So now I'm going to switch to the step drill. Come on, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the step drill, and I'm going to have to watch. Trying to do this on camera is a little tricky. I'm going to have to watch as I'm coming through here. See if I can turn this where you can see this on the camera. Yeah, I'm not in a big hurry. Okay, it looks like about the second step would be a good place to stop, and that is going to be 1/4 of an inch. Alright, so now all we got to do is put the little microphone sensor back in the hole. Make sure it's seated down in there all the way. And we can go back and put a blob of hot glue right over the top, just like it had to begin with. Just to kind of hold it in there, that's all we need. Alright, we'll let that cool down just a little bit. Okay, so now that the hot glue is pretty much set up, it's going to hold that in place. All we got to do is put this little goober back together. And you got to make sure you get this just in the right place. Let's see, what are we hanging on back here at the back somewhere here? Okay, looks like that. There we go. The switch was not set down in there all the way, so now we got to play with these little things. There we go. And we'll put our little screws back in here. Alright, so there you have it. You can see the teeny tiny hole right here that was not even lined up with the actual the microphone. And now we have this nice hole right here, and the entire microphone element is exposed. And it looks like it's probably going to work really good. Let's see if we can plug this into a radio and make some contacts with it. AF5DN with a slightly modified microphone, wanting to know if I can get a signal report specifically on the audio quality of the mic. AF5DN.
KF5DN, this is KF5VTS. Audio quality is good. Might be just a little bit soft for my particular taste, but it's nice and smooth.
All right, I really appreciate that. It might be because I'm transmitting it on HT, but as long as it's not really badly muffled, I think I can handle the lowness. We can tweak that out of it. So I appreciate your time this afternoon. AF5DN, I'm clear.
KF5DN, KF5VTS.
Well, there you have it. It works. The audio being low a lot of times is due to these little HTs not having a lot of punch to the AGC on them. So, but that's okay. We can work on that. The main thing is the modification we did works fine.